Counter on Wolf.
Innovation versus Hero.
Yonsu is the last map in the losers match, and to the bottom left we have Innovation, the Terran player, successful on map number 2. Hero's map choice is Yonsu. Let's see what the Protoss player can do here. Whoever wins this map is going up against Stork in the consolation match. The top right we have in blue our CG Enders Protoss player. It is Hero. Was able to take down Innovation on the first map of the day, Frost, and then lost on the last. So what can he do in game number 3 to go up into another Protoss versus Protoss?
That's the question. He's at the very least not going to be proxying this game, so we're not going to see that kind of opening out of Innovation. And I would like to see, again, I think Hero, the way his style is and the way he plays these games where he drops down so many different types of tech all at once, I'd like to see him go for that Blink Stalker play I talked about with the Blink into the third base and then pressure and get ahead economically. I think that would really suit his style. But against a player like Innovation, after using Blink against him once, even though it's a completely different type of Blink, I feel like you're playing with fire to do a build like this. So Innovation, as it is going for Command Center first, and with no Scout for Hero and him going into double gas, he's just going to have to accept this. There's no way he's going to be able to just say, oh, okay, I'm going to cut my core, I'm going to leave one gas and not mine from it, and then get my own Nexus up. He's going to be behind when it comes to mineral income, no matter what. There's no way for him to, like, without scouting, change his build here.
For Hero, this must be extremely stressful, as for Innovation as well. If you're going to the third map, the player who won the last one always has a little bit momentum going for him. I feel, but it was so close. Like this was probably the closest match that we've seen in Code A this season so far.
I think so, yeah.
And when we were down to the last few units, and Hero was fighting so hard for at least a tie. I guess then we repeat the game after restart match number 2.
He gets an extra life though, if that happens, basically.
Yeah, I guess. Innovation now with the Scout at the top right. He has the double barracks following up his command center here, and has now a quick glimpse into his opponent's base. He's the gateways, he's timing for the core here, everything pretty normal. Double gas taken by the Protoss player on the probe on the low ground, just poised to take that natural.
Yeah, and I mean he gets a natural up after the Mothership core, so the Mothership core can go down and get some scouting information. But ideally, as a Protoss player, if you scout early and you identify it to CC first, you would delay everything and get your own Nexus up first, because now he's up against double SCV production very quickly, and also the double orbital, so double mules. And this is a great opening for Innovation. In his opinion, he's probably looking at this going like, awesome, okay, you didn't scout me, now you're getting punished. And even Hero, like, he's looking at this, he's got his Mothership core at home, like,
he's waiting for the
Reaper to come in, because 99.9% of TVPs are one Reaper into a Reactor into an Expand. Alright, there's the Twilight Council.
Twilight Council has been started.
I hope he does what I want him to do, man. I just want to see, like, every player, you can tell, like, their style is a little bit different from each other in the matchup, and I feel like Hero's style really would just benefit so well from this Blink Stalker pressure into a third base. Could just be a timing. It could also just rush out the tech like he's been doing in every other game, but he doesn't have a forge this time.
Well, the Blink Stalker build that he tried to execute in game number 1 did not really end the game, but it gave him that third base that you were talking about, and then Innovation just defended quite well against that and bunked it up like crazy, 4 in total. And he really had a solid defense there, but in the end it worked out in Hero's favor. Right now we're going into a Scout from Hero, at least having a quick poke against the Marines, and actually getting a few shots in too. There's no Guardian Shield just yet. And of course, we also do not have Stim, so you can't just simply hunt down the Stalker, which you could do otherwise. Stim has just been started.
He lost a lot of hit points on that. Here's the very important scan. It does reveal the Blink, or at least the Twilight Council. It could be DTs, though, right on the edge, so he's not 100% certain, but he will have to play this safe. The eBay that he makes right now will allow him to get turrets. And how much is Hero going to commit to the Blink? I really feel... I mean, he starts to add gateways, but only 2. This is so tense for Innovation right now. He's trying to identify how many probes are there, how many gases do you have, what are you doing exactly? I need to know.
Yeah, how much mining is going to hit. The scan in the main base, so he saw the worker count sitting there. He has the SCVs on the low ground. Here comes the missile turret. He wants to be super safe, wants to know if there are a few DTs coming in. Going to help him out, of course, with a +1 attack upgrade as well. Still more important for him right now, on the other hand. That is one of the most important upgrades if you're going up against Blink Stalkers. 5 gateways.
More than just pressure.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to see what I want, but it's going to be really scary if Innovation doesn't take this seriously.
There are no additional bunkers.
None. Now he's got to realize he sees 4 Stalkers. He needs to press the panic button and get those bunkers up. Yunsu is such a great map for Blink Stalkers because there's so much surface area in the main base to get into. He doesn't even have to come up here. He can go to the far left.
Yeah, there's one, and there's still only 4 Stalkers that he sees, so he doesn't really know. He didn't see those extra gateways that were built. Could still be a little bit of a fake out.
I don't think he's going to fake it. I really think he's going to commit, but he...
No, I mean, like, that's what Innovation could think.
Yeah, oh yeah, okay.
Because
so that's
from
exactly
the scouting information that he has.
This is only 4 Stalkers that he shows here.
Exactly, it's only 4 Stalkers, he blinks in a little bit, and Innovation has no idea that how many gateways are behind this. And he's not getting any additional bunkers, he's just singing out with 2. And we have Hero currently warping in Stalker after Stalker after Stalker. He cut at 44 probes, and he moves in, time warp immediately on that ramp, slowing that down. The bunker is gone. No more bunkers here for Innovation.
No more bunkers. SV is coming off the line. That time warp is so well placed on the ramp, so that means the Bioforce takes so long to chase. Doesn't have stim yet, but it's getting closer. He's restarting that bunker. Meanwhile, there is the stim, but because it doesn't kill any Stalkers with this, that's just basically he did a huge chunk of AoE damage to his whole Bioforce, and now Medivacs are very close to being there, but they're not ready yet.
And
this
we have
could be his moment.
Yeah, we have more Stalkers being warped in, and every single stim hurts. And here he stims again. Here comes that time warp, and that time warp hits every single unit. So hard for Innovation to actually use Micro here. He moves back, he loses everything. He loses the game. Hero advances. Innovation 4th in the group, drops to Code B. GG.
Only 1 map win for Innovation. Hero exploiting that weakness we talked about from the very beginning of this group. Innovation seems to be a little bit weak to timing attacks. Did not take this push seriously, but a really good masking by Hero. And, you know, sometimes a Protoss player will transition completely out of the Blink Stalkers after his Blink is scanned. And for that reason, like, maybe that's what he was thinking. Yeah. Oh, you're just going to transition out. You faked me out before.
Exactly. There were 4 Stalkers, and that's all there was. So he thought, like, well, if you just blink in with 4 Stalkers, you snipe an SCV or 2. I saw the probe counts there, so I think you're faking me out. He never saw those gateways.
And what is the difference between this game and the game that he held? The Reaper that comes in and sees. That's one of the reasons why Command Center First is a build where you don't have a Reaper, so you have less scouting.
Second scan would have helped him there too, of course, but like that's something that he never used there. He thought it was a bit of a fake out, and that was a big problem for him. 2 bunkers, that's all he got. All the units in the main base, the time warp on the natural, making sure that the units weren't there to defend. Bunker goes down, and from that point on, it was just poke after poke after poke, baiting the stims, and then when he saw he had a good chance, dropping the second time warp, catching the entire army, and from that point on, Innovation couldn't even micro anymore.
That's one of the reasons why we don't see CC First that much in this matchup anymore. It's not because it's a build that's too greedy and you can die to ground pressure. It's actually a really safe build when it comes to the early game. But when it comes to Blink Stalkers, you just don't have scouting information because you don't have that cheap unit that can fly in, can heal itself, come back in for scouts. If you have to keep scanning, what if you miss? What if the gates are at the natural? What if the gates are at the 3rd base location because he's really hiding them and you just miss a scan? You got to have a Reaper that's constantly checking everything, the 3rd base, the gateway count. Tough for Innovation fans and Terran fans.
Falls out once again, 2 Terrans and Code S. That's it. We will definitely see 2 Protoss players advance today. That will put the Protoss count up to 13. But who is it going to be? Is it going to be Stalker? Is it going to be Hero? We're going to find out after a short commercial break, and then we are back with the last best of 3 here at the GSL Code S.